When I was 16 years old, I became really depressed for multiple reasons. I had low grades in school. I didn't really go out with friends because they drank and partied, and I wasn't really a part of that culture yet. And I went out with a girl and she broke my heart, which is really childish because we only went on a few dates. I hadn't really had real girlfriends before that, and I really liked her. But after tons of things just put on top of me, I became really depressed in the last year of, I could call it middle school. Throughout the whole school year, I probably had like a 30% attendance. So 70% of my time was just home. Because I didn't really connect with friends. I never answered any messages. I only saw them the few times I went to school. The rest of the time I just laid in bed. Didn't do anything. I wasn't even that addicted to my phone or YouTube or streaming or anything yet, or gaming. I only did those a few hours a day. I only laid in bed. So I didn't get any cardio in. And I just ate. And throughout that year, I gained 20 kilos, which is 45 pounds. And one of the main reasons is because I was binge eating. Food was a kind of comfort, an escape from real life. I just ate and ate and ate until I couldn't anymore. I stopped being hungry like halfway. It was safety. And many people get binge eating wrong. They think, oh, silly me, I ate a cake yesterday. It's eating until you feel sick. Until you literally can't put any more into your mouth without puking or like gagging. It's that intense. Especially when I got a job. I had money to buy more food. It was always takeaways, snacks, every food item I could get my hands on. I binge ate. But luckily, throughout these years, I've searched for a solution. When I realized everything I'm going to tell you in this video, I fixed that problem. And I've gone down in body fat percentage. Weight's going down slower. That's because I'm building muscle as well. Binge eating isn't really the point of this video. I just wanted to say that out to you. It's about general hunger. Now, why are you hungry? Well, it's mostly hormones. And of those hormones, it's mostly ghrelin, the hormone called ghrelin, that triggers the feeling of hunger. And that hormone typically spikes when that hormone typically spikes when you usually eat. So when you have breakfast, when you have lunch, when you have dinner, when you have a huge snack at night, that hormone spikes. Together with blood sugar and everything else. I don't know the full physical reaction your body has, but it's important to know it's just hormones and glucose, insulin, whatever. Which also reveals that you're hungry because of the type of food that you eat. Fast food. high amounts of sugar or all of these things that is just put in those food to make you addicted. A lot of sugar leads to a blood sugar spike. And since it's not real carbohydrates, it's not good carbohydrates, it leads to a crash afterwards. It's also low in nutrients, fiber and protein. All of that leads to you feeling hungry just a couple hours later. Or even in the moment, so you eat more than you actually need, more calories. And when you eat more, your stomach stretches and you get hungrier even faster and more hungry because your stomach doesn't fill up. So now that you realize that hunger is not just a signal that your body needs food, it needs nutrients, fiber, protein, the other macros, fats and carbohydrates. It needs real fuel. So if you eat that real food, you won't get as hungry. And habits, body composition, and previous meals all determine when you're hungry and how hungry you are. For example, by saying the time of day I mentioned earlier, when you usually eat lunch, let's say at 11 a.m., that's when you usually eat lunch. Around an hour or half an hour before that, you become hungry. But even if you don't eat anything, after that period, you will stop being hungry. Well, until dinner, that is. Because of ghrelin, because of insulin, everything like that, it spikes when it predicts that it needs to digest. A good way that I have stopped overeating and eating the wrong food, it has led me to lose weight or body fat percentage. That is intermittent fasting. I usually have an 8-hour eating window. Sometimes it fucks up because I'm at my job until 8 p.m. I need to eat after that. So that's a 9-hour window because my first meal is at 11 a.m. I don't eat before that. I don't have breakfast. I guess that would be my breakfast, so I don't have lunch, essentially. And then I'd eat dinner around when my mom makes it. So it's around 3, 4, 5 p.m. And then I usually would have something small, something healthy around 7. But if I'm at work, of course, it would be at 8. The important thing is to not have as much food at that last meal, because when you sleep, you shouldn't be digesting food. Because then your body works harder when you're sleeping and you don't get enough rest. So when you don't eat that much before you go to bed, you will sleep better sleep quality, wake up more rested, and you will feel more refreshed when you wake up. Now, when you begin this intermittent fasting, you will of course feel hungry, because it's your habits to eat whenever you feel hungry. You will feel that crave for food, but you need to realize that you can resist it. It's not super important. You can survive without food for 30 days if you really want to. Of course, it's not realistic, but that's simple biology, I think. But you can survive 16 hours without food. Easily. It's not that hard. Once you get in the groove of things, like a week into intermittent fasting, you won't become hungry. Maybe some days you will feel this sudden crave for a bit of food, but you're essentially brainwashed to believe that you need to eat whenever you feel hungry. You always need to be full and satisfied. That's entirely opposite of what's actually reality. Hunger makes you focused. Hunger makes you more productive. Hunger makes you more motivated. If this sounds weird, let's pretend you're a lion. A male, well, actually female lions hunt, but don't get technical with it. Pretend you're a lion. And when you need to get food, you go out and hunt. Once you have eaten, does the lion want to work more? Does the lion go out and hunt more? It's already gotten its meal. Now it just wants to lay in the shade of an acacia tree and fuck the females, relax. It doesn't go out and work again until it feels hungry, until it needs the next meal. It begins to feel hungry, then goes out and works, then goes out and hunts. He runs around, jumps on the prey, gets back, eat it, and then again, relax, fuck, sleep. And it wasn't that long ago since we were cavemen and did the exact same thing as a lion. We went out and hunted with our spears or bow and arrow, whatever we had at that time. We killed the prey, got it back, made a campfire, made the food, ate it, and then we relaxed, slept, and fucked until it was our next meal. Every single day. And in an evolutionary standpoint, we haven't evolved. Our brains are the same as the cavemen. So why do you think that you are most focused after you've eaten, after your meal? That makes no sense. When you're hungry and you really need, your body needs food, you want food, that's when you're most focused, most motivated, and most disciplined to actually work. After you've eaten, that's when your body wants to relax, fuck, and sleep to digest the food and wait until the next meal. So I see no point in eating breakfast or eating before your bedtime. A lot, that is. Like I could have a fruit or some nuts or something before bed. I know that's kind of cope, but anyways, try intermittent fasting. I really wanted to try. If you have the same problem as I had, which is binge eating, that's not an entirely physical issue. That's a psychological issue. It's bad mental health. And I urge you to try all the mental and even physical self-improvement habits like meditation, gratitude journaling, exercising, those 3 essentials, and journaling, those 4, will substantially improve your mental health, and you will feel the need to binge eat much less than you do. Then you come back to this video and try intermittent fasting, because after you've solved the issue of binge eating, you will still eat a lot. You will still have high body fat percentage, and you need to fix binge eating first, then the actual eating second, if you get what I mean. Stay hungry, stay focused, and I'll see you at the top.